All right. Hopefully we are good to go. Looks good. We got game, we got Mike, we got baby in the background playing with stuff. I think we're doing good. Hello, Shiny Gamer, Tyler, McJimmy, welcome. I love the Time is Money name and Drew Patton. Make sure we're getting everybody in there. Shiny hunting on some Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl while I let my computer pretend I'm walking through the streets of New York. So, that's fun. We're going to see if we can't get Darkrai today, or at the very least hit 1,000 encounters maybe. After Darkrai, I will probably be hunting Giratina myself, and then following it up with Arceus, and then the Lake Trio. I still have that to do, and I am terrified to hunt Mesprit. I just really don't want to deal with that, but we're going to eventually. I did Dialga first, and then I started Shaman. Ended up taking a break, grabbing Cresselia, Palkia, finishing Shaman. Yeah, it was a whole wild ride. I did not like shiny hunting Shaman at all. I do not yet have shiny Arceus as a hunt. Oh. Also, I don't know if you guys knew this, but like today in Pokemon GO started what looks like a week of fossil research, and I couldn't be more stoked for that. Like, the fossil Pokemon are so hard to get in that game. Super rare, usually. But having an entire week event just for them is so nice. And it looks like I need to clear out some of my Pokemon. Because it is full. Just got an Ammonite today, or Ammonite. You are shiny hunting the grass lady people like to draw? What's the grass lady? Sprigatito? I'm praying to the RNG gods for me. Well, thank you. Yeah, they're not super kind all of the time. Alright, while that's loading, let's quickly get rid of some Pokemon so I can catch some more. Also, I do have a second profile I finally put up on the YouTube page there so that we can have more chances to open your guys' presents and send you some other ones, because having like 300 friends on that game makes it so it's impossible to open gifts from everybody every day. Like, I pretty much just decided that I'm going to have to go down the list, become best friends with everybody on there, and then like next month swap over to everybody else, and you know, kind of just work down the list month by month and get everybody maxed out. So if you're wondering why I haven't opened your presents that you've sent me or sent you any, it's because, well, I've pretty much been able to send people some, but yeah, run out of presents, run out of room to open said presents, and it's just a whole challenge. You started shiny hunting with Dialga, then Shaman, and now Darkrai. Darkrai has been painful. I have heard bad things about shiny hunting Darkrai from pretty much everybody who has hunted him. Apparently, he's just a really difficult Pokemon to hunt. Also, in that vein, because I can hear it really loudly, is that rattle really annoying? Oh, no, 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 no. You can only open like 30 gifts a day, cause, and I maxed that out before I get like a fourth of the way through my friends list. Yeah. Yeah, I opened them. I can open them with no room, no problem. It's how many I have to open. Yeah, I didn't know there was a cap on it because I only had like 15 friends until last week. And then I quickly found out that there is a limit to how many presents you can receive and send. So yeah. There is a limit to how many the game will give you per day from the Pokestops. Like, I have made it so that even though I have 0 presents in my inventory, I have open inventory, the game just will not send me anymore. It's really sad that they locked it down that much. But in other news, I did pretty much manage to get every single fossil evolution there is. So that's exciting. Well, at least I'm about to. Because now it is nighttime, and I can evolve it. You got 152 shrines and 120 light roots. Epic, epic. And there is my last fossil evolution I needed. Love it. And at this point, now I'm just catching more of them for candies and for CP. Like, I don't even need them, but... Baby Coin wants to be acknowledged. Do I cheat in Pokemon? Pokemon Go? Or... Yeah. Yeah, I do. Kind of. I mean, if spoofing your location is cheating, then yes, I absolutely do cheat. Like, unguiltily, with a clean conscience, I cheat in Pokemon Go. Because I live in the middle of nowhere. They do cancel you if you do. They give you a few warnings on teleporting and whatnot. But I haven't had too big of an issue with it. I just spoof carefully. Yeah, people do get banned for it. But, I don't know. There's ways to do it that's less problematic than others. If you can't get banned, your wife would kill you. I mean, I haven't been spoofing very long. It's been like pretty much just the last week and a half. I occasionally send my Go account to New York to go and be in the big city. As long as you wait like the cooldown timer, it's fine. There's definitely ways that are riskier than others, for sure. I don't do it with an app I do it by hooking my phone up to my computer and having my computer physically tell my phone it's in another location. That seems to be pretty safe as long as you await the cooldown timer. She surpassed me now. That's funny. Yeah, there's some apps that like try to interface into like Pokemon Go and tell Pokemon Go you're elsewhere while it can clearly see that you're not. That's problematic, but I don't know. I have a bunch of other apps that my phone says I'm in New York too, so it should be fine. You used a joystick one back in the day. Yeah, right now I have it taking me for a walk around Central Park. Completing some paid research that I bought. I wanted to know what that was about because I'd never bought the research assignments before, so I did that. So far, I am very disappointed in what it is. Just walk around a bunch. Oh, that's lame. Shiny sandwich. Best of luck on your shiny sandwich. That is very difficult to say. Shiny sandwich. There we go. Oh, did you drop your rattle bud? Oh no, you tried to eat it. Yeah, so at this point I'm just catching Pokemon on Pokemon Go to increase my Stardust so I can trade. I need to finish my Kanto deck so I can get that shiny Mew. Missing a Moltres, Zapdos, Mewtwo, Kangaskhan, and Mr. Mime. Surprised I haven't found a shiny fossil yet. Oh, really? Well, that was That was loud. Such a happy kiddo. Wow, bottom right game. Lagging. I'm also spending a bunch of Pokestops getting ready for Community Day, trying to get a bunch of items built up. Pokeballs, all that fun stuff. Unfortunately, my second account's on a iPad, so it doesn't like interface the best. It's a little bit sad, but we'll live. Dweeble. Not doing many encounters very fast, though, while multitasking. That's a definite. Complete 3 daily tasks. Well, that's not fun. What are my dailies? Claim reward. A Snorlax. Yeah, I do Pokemon Go in phases. I'll get super into it, and then it'll die out, and then I'll get super into it, and then it'll die out again. But right now I'm trying to get the shiny Mew, I'm trying to get the shiny Deontay. So I actually have all 3 of those games, I think, but I just have never really put down the time to stream them. Like, I really do want to stream them. I have Temtem, and I believe I got Nexomon as well. Coromon I didn't really mess with. Hey, there you go. Oh, hatched an egg. That's what's up. Yeah, I just don't think... Coromon is most like Pokemon, but you play waiting for new release. Gotcha, gotcha. I've heard good things about Coromon, or maybe it was Nexomon. Their psychic type was like Crystal or something. I kind of want to know how A-Drive's Elestrials thing is going to go. It feels, yeah, Nexomon feels like a mobile game. That makes sense. I'm pretty sure I forgot to do that. He is pushing it hard. He hasn't reached out to other content creators to kind of help influence that either. At least not to me specifically, for sure. I haven't seen other content creators doing videos about it, helping promote it or anything. I have been reached out to a few times for Pixelmon. That was pretty cool. Did some stuff for his Pixelmon servers. Pocket Pixels or whatever. Well, I can tell you one thing, Mr. Blends. I probably won't be doing a Zeraora event until I hit 25 to 30,000 subscribers, just because I've done 2 within the last month, and people still missed it. It's unfortunate, but it happens. I can't redo it for everybody that wants one, but I can do it in segments of subscribers, because if I'm at like 16,000 right now and, you know, we get to 25,000, that's an extra 9,000 people that didn't get it from one of my giveaways that we have potential to help out and pull into and all that stuff. So, I mean, let's let's recommend the channel, get it to grow, and we'll start redoing and putting Pokemon back through the cycle for past giveaways and whatnot. At the rate the channel's been growing, I don't think it'll take longer than like 6 months to 9 months to get that recycled back around, honestly. It's been steadily growing at about 1,000 a month. Since about 13,000 subscribers. Yeah, June, July, and May, I think I grew 1,000 subscribers each one of those months. More so in June, we definitely, I mean on average, June definitely had a larger growth. I actually haven't watched any of AJ's videos on, unless you mean Austin John. But he doesn't do giveaways. I don't know who this AJ is. But, yeah. Okay, Austin John. Does Austin John have bots and do giveaways? Or are you just comparing the content and whatnot? Because, like, I do a little bit of everything on the channel when I can. Giveaways, you know, obviously similar to Blaine's. How-to guides, tutorials, similar to Austin John plays. However, he gets the games like 10 days before the rest of the community and has a team of people he can let play them, and each one can explore something different with the games. And that's not me throwing shade or anything. That's just, you know, pointing out things that he's pointed out himself in some capacities. Like, before the game comes out, he knows a lot about the games before the rest of us get them. And being friends with Cerebi does not hurt? Yeah. Well, thanks, Skygams. We are looking to grow immensely, and I'm looking to grow a business outside of YouTube and outside of what I do for my day job. I've talked about it on a few streams at this point, but I am trying to start a drink business for like soda. Just doing the flavored sodas, and we call them basically fancy sodas. And I want to do that so that I can work that part-time after work and make a decent chunk of change doing that, and eventually have that be the full-time job that I just manage one of those locations, or maybe 2 or 3, and have that be the income source so that I can devote more time to doing YouTube. But I'm not sure how I'm going to get the funds together for that. It's going to take a lot of money down. I priced out just the supplies. It's 30 grand for just the supplies. Probably another 5 for remodeling, and not including land costs, which is probably going to be around $60,000 to $90,000. But that's a different issue. The land to put it on. That one's more of an easy solution. The hard part is starting a business from absolutely nothing and getting a loan to do so. So, we're hoping that the YouTube channel, I mean, I guess in the grand scheme of things, I'm hoping that the YouTube channel will do well enough on its own that I can start funneling funds into that business venture and basically just borrow from my YouTube success and build a business out of it, and then throw that business back to the YouTube, and just kind of help myself out a little bit that way. You got 20 Genesect? Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, when I started this channel, I thought it was going to be cool to get 1,000 subscribers. I never imagined that I would actually succeed in surpass 10,000. Like, that's just, it blew my mind, and it happened with a lot of hard work, but also on accident. Like, I will always be honest about that. My YouTube success is an accident. A happy accident. One that I worked hard for, don't get me wrong. Like, there was a lot of work, a lot of lost sleep, a lot of research, and yeah, just hours and hours. If I wasn't at work or asleep, I was working on this, and it really pissed my wife off for a little while because I wouldn't go to bed. I would be up until 4 o'clock in the morning on my days off and on my weekends. And I'd be up until 2 o'clock in the morning on my work days and get 6 hours of sleep. And just, she didn't really get the most attention during the first year of this. But it kind of evened out and made it so that, yeah, while she's at work, I can mess around with it. Maybe 3 hours, 2 times a week, I'll mess with it to get the giveaways going and continue. But I haven't really done much content outside of that. Shiny hunting streams and the giveaways. I would like to get back to doing more fact videos and things like that. Just like the obscure facts that you didn't know type stuff. Should you get a box full of Genesect? I mean, if you got 20, why stop there? I mean, I shouldn't be promoting abusing the bots and keeping people from being able to get them. But at the same time, I feel like the Genesect bots for Sword and Shield and the BDSP bots are, generally speaking, slow enough that we can get away with doing that and not have an issue. You're going to get yours after this. Awesome. I still need to jump in on Scarlet and Violet and get myself that shiny Grimmsnarl while it's still a possibility. If you farm Genesect, do it at 4 a.m. Hey, 4 a.m. somebody's 5 o'clock p.m., so... I mean, I don't think there's any real good time, but... You would not believe the level of Chinese traffic that this channel actually gets. Actually, as a question, let's actually check that, because I can do that. YouTube Studio. Okay, we need to double check that one. Okay. Analytics. Audience. Returning viewers, 10K. That's good news. Unique viewers. We got like 31K. What do we got? Yeah, so viewing my channel from 6 a.m. to basically 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. That's 15 hours out of the day. It's pretty heavy traffic. What my audience watches. They watch Blaine's, Kevdog, and Osiris. So I would like to be able to get more into the doing the announcements videos. Like, oh my gosh, the Pokemon Company or Game Freak announced this mystery gift. I want to do videos like that. I just don't have time to do a lot of that stuff before work. And I generally find out on my drive to work, unfortunately, or... as I'm getting ready for stuff in the morning. Virizion is one that I still have to shiny hunt on Sword and Shield. I had the hunt like set up and ready to go. I'm standing in front of Virizion's spawn point. I just keep getting sidetracked in forgetting to hunt it because I get to do other stuff instead. Let's see. Subscriber bell notifications. I'm at 18.2% of my subscribers. And 14% also enabled YouTube notifications, too, so... Interesting for some statistics there. Top geographics, 49% United States. So, yes, 4 in the morning U.S. time is probably a good time. But China was also pretty high up on the list, I thought. United States, United Kingdom, Taiwan, Germany, Canada, Australia, France, Japan. Singapore gets a lot. Chile. I feel like I get a lot of... I mean, maybe it's just because there's so many different Asian nationalities that I get a lot of Asians going on. But Hong Kong gets a lot. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Most of my audience says they're between 25 and 34 years old. Pretty cool looking at the analytics and stuff, just seeing what's going on, what's up. Catch 50 rock-type Pokemon? Screw that. Ain't nobody got time to catch 50 rock-types. Then again, I guess it is fossil time, so like there should be a great number of that going on. Yeah, it's good to know the core audience, and the more you know the core audience, the more you can cater to that and help deal with it. And if you know what your audience is also watching, you know what videos that you need to be doing. Yeah, that's what most of the channel is people here for the giveaways for the mythical, and that's fine. It does worry me immensely, though, because eventually the Switch is going to die, and so my channel may die right along with it. We don't know. It depends on if I'm able to successfully move to a new generation of consoles and do giveaways for those. But there's just a lot that my channel relies on. Coders and programmers figuring out, one, how to crack the next system, and two, like, actually being able to pull it off myself. Because I'll tell you what, figuring out how to reset the pointers for the bots ahead of the Sysbot release was not easy. Figuring out how to compile from scratch using the latest versions of PK Hex and ALM, not easy. Mentally taxing. And that's not even figuring out how to code the stupid things. That's just figuring out how to put the code together. It was ridiculous how hard that is. I mean, it would be super easy if I went to school for it, I'm sure, but I have not done that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you build it, they will come. I just got to get a good knowledge about what's going on. You screaming your lungs out, huh? We will definitely see what the future will bring. But I think part of the whole process is going to be establishing my own career outside of my job. So right now I have a job to pay the bills. YouTube's there for fun. But establishing a business that I own, that I can dictate my hours and still make money whether I'm there or not, is going to help immensely in actually having success as a YouTuber. Because if I can say, all right, I'm gonna be not working from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. and then again from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. I'm not working, that leaves me open for YouTube at prime times. You named your Virizion Pain? That's epic. And yes, Gygams, I have played Pokemon X and Y. They're actually sitting on my shelf over there. I need to get a copy of Pokemon White 2 with the case, and I will have my collection complete. I am very, very on board with the idea that the next system will be backwards compatible. Like, it's about got to be, because the Switch has the largest library of games Nintendo's had in a very, very long time. Well, Pokemon X and Y is the easiest game in the series to beat. It is pretty lax. Once you get to Gym 3, like, your journey is cake because you just Mega Evolve every time you turn around. A Stuffle! I need like 12 of those. Yeah, White 2 is so expensive. I ran into somebody that was selling it the other day for 130 bucks, I think. I didn't jump on it, but I did get a copy of Heart Gold, so I am so grateful that I held out and didn't get that copy of White 2, because if I did, I wouldn't have been able to afford Heart Gold with the case when I found it. So I just barely got Heart Gold and was loving life. So yeah, as far as that business idea goes, I got like $1,000 that I can put towards it right now, which is super cool. Unfortunately, I'm going to need about $10,000 down in order to start it, so I'm a good 2 years away from being able to do anything with it, I think. Which is big sad. $130 is cheap. Yeah, it was pretty cheap. Heart Gold was $175, I feel like. You have a complete in-box Leaf Green? There you go. I do not have any complete in-boxes at all, but I'm going to be buying a Japanese version of Emerald complete in-box. One, because it's super cheap. I mean, it's like 90 bucks. But 2, I'm going to be shiny hunting as legitimately as possible a shiny Mew as soon as I get my Jirachi and my Manaphy hunts done. And so I'm going to edit the save to have an old C map and have that flag triggered so that I can go to Faraway Island and hunt Mew. Either that, or I'm just going to pop in an action replay and use walk through walls and walk to that island. Magirdas? Yeah, those should still be up. They'll be up until Saturday evening, because I generally do not get around to making my videos until after Saturday evening. Oh, Kels, I have bought and sold the Pokemon series franchise, like all of the games. I've had 2 times. I've had every single game there was out at the time, 2 times, and I'm working on my 3rd. And I just keep buying them, and then I'll turn around and sell them. I always, like, sell them for more than I bought them for, so I haven't exactly lost anything on it exactly. But, yeah, I need to stop selling them, and I told my wife when I get them, never let me sell these ever again. It doesn't matter how bad our situation is, don't let me sell these again, because I will end up buying them again, and we don't want that. So, just, the Pokemon games can never be sold again. They are too hard to find and guarantee their authenticity. Do coin case glitch on silver gold as well? What does that do? You sold Coliseum twice, refused to buy it again? Oh my gosh, that game is so expensive. I paid $2 for some walking assignments in Pokemon GO. It's so bogus. It's like, pay $2 and it's like, yeah, just walk around. You'll get extra encounters for these Pokemon. You don't need the extra encounters, but here you go. Like, it literally is doing nothing for me. It's not even giving me, like, good experience either. Shiny Mew. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I basically just did that. $2 for a super incubator. Huh, that's interesting. I know you can shiny hunt the Mew from the original Pokemon games, but there are things in place to prevent it from being put into Pokemon Home. Or Pokemon Bank, rather. Oh, all of my Pokemon games are for sure real. I am really good at spotting fakes. The Game Boy Advance games, super easy to tell. DS games, a little bit harder, but still perfectly doable. I want that thing. Yes. I've been looking for a Buffalant for like so long, and I finally found one. Have to change the owner of Game Freak. That would be nice. I wouldn't suspect so. have about 50 shiny Mew. They're all good in Switch as well. That's funny. Oh my gosh. I did that special research, got 4,000 XP, and a Ditto encounter. So glad I didn't miss out on that opportunity. Oh, gotcha. Well, it's not to eat, dude. That's why you're struggling so much. Happy little kid anyways. Oh, awesome. Yours are in home. That's good to know. I would have to research how to do the Pokemon case glitch. Do we need food? Do we need that? Yep. Well, be patient. Oh, I just hatched a Falling, so that's cool. You can get a shiny Mew from 1 to 251. Interesting. Come here. All right, problem solved, dude. Shiny in the next 5 tries. Let's get it. I'm here for that. I'm having to play through Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu Eevee also to try and get to Fuchsia City so I can start offloading some of my unwanted shiny Pokemon from Go over onto that game. Shaman's pretty cool. Man, I'd have so much more room in my Pokemon inventory on Go if I actually got rid of my doubles and, you know, all the stupid event Pokemon that I know I'm never going to want, I'm never going to trade. It's evergreen content. I mean, yeah, I could probably figure it out and do it. I know I'm planning on doing a video of the glitch for Mew. On, like, blue and red. There you go, dude. Hey. Gotta love it when kids, like, are hungry but they won't eat their bottle, because screw that idea. Yeah, Cause, if you're hanging out in Discord, yeah, go ahead and send me those. We'll see if we can turn them into videos. I know I'm more or less to the point where I'm just about ready to make a video updating the bots and stuff ahead of Sysbot release. Basically, teaching how to go into unstable mode. Yeah, I could free up 10 spots in my inventory if I got rid of my obsession with trying to do every Vivillon form. Good gosh. Galactic Cupcake? That sounds very interesting. Had like 2 years ago. How are you supposed to hear shiny Pokemon when all you hear is kids screaming? That is a great question. 211? What's 211? I think one of them is not the brightest. Yeah, I have an interesting family dynamic myself. Your day job is demanding? Fair enough. My day job is not super demanding. Generally speaking, I can play games and play Pokemon Go while doing my day job. I just work at a bank in the back office, so like nobody sees what I do and how I do it, so I get to just hide and do stuff. Yeah, that's one reason why I'm reluctant to try and find a different job, is just like, I got it really good where I'm at and what I'm doing. It really helps keep on track with my YouTube stuff, because I can prepare stuff for when I get home while I'm at work. I have my laptop at work as well, so I'm definitely able to utilize that. You're in finances as well? That's awesome. It's kind of a good gig. And like, the banking industry has treated me really, really nice. That, David, is a big family dynamic to have in one house. That's crazy. Like, I would be fighting way too much with siblings, cousins, and whatnot. Kids can be evil. Luckily, this one's pretty mellow. Pretty happy. Yeah, for the most part. He likes to just chill and vibe. Be held, be interacted with. See what's going on in the world. He doesn't really fuss much unless he's hungry. Except for he is in the stage where he can crawl, he can explore, and he is going to do whatever he wants and be mad when you tell him no. Dude, I fuss when I'm hungry so much. Like, yes, you can hardly blame a baby for fussing when being hungry. I know adults that handle themselves less effectively when they're hungry than he does. So, yeah, I can't give him too much flack. David, that's a lot of people in one house. That's actually quite commendable and awesome. Kind of one thing that COVID started doing here in the U.S. is getting people thinking about multi-generational homes, which sounds like what the situation is going on with you a little bit there. Where you have the grandparents in the house, you have your parents and yourself and your siblings. And honestly, like, if my family's house was big enough, we would do that. My brother has suggested it several times as far as just, hey, let's go in together, get a bigger house. Like, we can even split it up top floor, bottom floor, or whatever. But, yeah, it would definitely help finances a lot, being able to have multiple people paying on a home. I gotcha. It's unfortunate. You only live with one of your parents? Okay. Hey, if it works, it works. That's what counts. Oh, one of your grandparents. Gotcha. That's a good clarification. Hey, dude, you only ate like half of that. You need more. Best of luck there, Skygams. The Elite Four is by no means as hard as Cynthia, but it is the Elite Four for a reason. I feel like for the most part, though, you kind of wipe the floor with the Elite Four in that game. Hey, stop that. Hey, stop that. Oi, you there. We only got a little bit of 8. Hi, Darren. You must be over on Twitch. The chat for which I am terrible at answering, but we try when we notice. Yep, you're over on Twitch. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Oh yeah, Genesect is a beastie bug. What is on the bottom left box? The bottom left box is actually the hunts that I've done in the past. Yeah, I haven't... It feels like I've done a lot more shiny hunts than I have, but this is only my 12th shiny hunt on stream. Genesect is the cockroach of Pokemon. That's funny. Thinking about selling your old DS Pokemon games? Well, if you're selling a copy of White 2 with a case, I am buying a copy of Pokemon White 2 with a black case, so... Oh, really, dude? The oldest thing you got is Alpha Sapphire? Well, those are 3DS games. My kid is convinced my watch is there to eat. You will buy. Omega Ruby's pretty awesome. Although Alpha Sapphire is the better version, personally. You would think that I would like Omega Ruby more, because I always choose Mudkip, and fighting against Team Magma with the Mudkip is a lot easier than fighting against Team Aqua with a Mudkip. But I think that Pokemon Sapphire is just a better version. It's because it's blue, right? Yes, it is because it's blue. Typically, my favorite version is usually the blue equivalent. Yep, Pokemon Blue. Pokemon Crystal, I mean, that's neither blue nor whatever, but Pokemon Silver and Gold, you can't really call one red and one blue. I can see arguments either way. Typically, I would pair gold with blue more than blue with silver, but they both go together. Neither one of them is a shade of blue. Most Pokemon games are shade of blues. But I preferred Sword to Shield. I've preferred Blue to Red, Sapphire to Ruby, Diamond to Pearl, Black and White, you know, really no comparison there. I usually preferred Pokemon Moon over Pokemon Sun, X over Y. And until this generation, Violet would obviously be the blue equivalent, but I don't know. I don't know which one of those I prefer more. I like riding around on... I think Koraidon is cooler looking, but I like the motorbike function of Miraidon better. I wish Koraidon didn't just run and lop around. Chose to partner with Nessa because Kabu is evil. Hey, Davon, welcome! Shiny Gamer is back. Welcome back. Is it a little leap I need now? Team Flare is like one of my least favorite Pokemon teams ever. Team Skull made sense, but Team Flare just annoys me. I hated Team Yell, so really it's a toss-up between whether Team Yell is worse than Team Flare. And I think I'm going to have to choose Team Yell being the worst out of principle. Like, at least Team Flare had a good mission statement. Be fashionable. I hated them, though. Don't get me wrong, I hated them. But Lysander had drive. He had a goal. There was a leader. It was organized. Yeah. Did my game freeze? What Pokemon game do I think had the best story? Okay. For that one, I am going to say I think Pokemon Black and White had the best story. Like, I don't even think that one would come in a tie with Ruby and Sapphire, but Black and White had the best story, easily. Followed by Ruby and Sapphire. I don't think Sword and Shield had a real story. I think everything about that story was forced. Everything about the way that Black and White did their story felt organic and like, oh yeah, I'm naturally going to explore. And this is the natural course of events. Whereas because they tried somewhat to present Sword and Shield as an open world, yet forced a very linear story, really rubbed me the wrong way. You could, like... I also hated how it was literally, they had to stop you and detract you from playing the game every single time you entered a new route. Every time you entered a new route. I hated Sword and Shield's story. I hated Hop with a burning, fiery passion. I think... the Alola Islands, the Sun and Moon, had a really forced story as well. Scarlet and Violet, I liked that story. There was a lot of story to be had. Scarlet and Violet let you go your own way, do your own thing, and when you did encounter your rivals, it was because you went to a location where you knew that they would be. Like, oh, we're gonna battle Nimona because we went to the 3rd gym? Yeah, that's expected. Alright, Galactic, you have a good one. You were going after a Titan. You expected to find Arven there at some point. And it became very clear by your second one that it was going to be a recurring thing every single time. Like, you could choose what story you were going to go do and know that when you got there, there was going to be story that you were going to see. And it didn't feel forced. It felt like something that you wanted to go and explore. Whereas Sword and Shield just, hey, I want to go do this thing over here, but I have to get through 3 pages of story in order to do so. It was really abrasive to me. It felt like not an improvement, because like somebody who grew up playing the original Pokemon games, like, yeah, your story was extremely forced. You could only go to certain places at certain times after you defeat certain gyms to get certain HMs available, and you had to find those HMs anyways. But like, the way that did it was a naturally driving effect of, alright, I beat this gym leader, what else can I go find? And if you searched everywhere, you found what you needed to find, eventually. And it set up, like, okay, I can now go and explore this area that's unlocked to me. And Sword and Shield shows you the entire area. You can go anywhere at any time and do anything, but yet, you have to do it in order. It was so dumb. Don't know what the story was because you hate reading. That's funny. That's hilarious. You are eating bread. Bread is good. It's really good with peanut butter on it. Yeah, Generation 4, Generation 3 had a great story. Generation 2 kind of lacked on the story, gonna be honest. I think Generation 2 is that stepchild. Like, don't get me wrong, Gold and Silver are amazing games. It didn't need story back then, but if we're comparing story and all that, like, Gold and Silver really didn't have a story, or at least it didn't have one that improved upon the original story from Red and Blue. Like, yeah, you got a Pokedex, go fill it in, become the very best. Like, the whole thing was becoming the champion, all that fun stuff. But Silver and Gold, as I said, I don't feel has a story. I still feel it has a better story than Sword and Shield. Like, don't get me wrong, Dynamaxing was cool and all, but like, when it was all said and done, we still never got any answers as to why or how that actually happens, the Darkest Day and whatnot. Like, we are led to believe that Eternatus caused it, and that we stopped it from happening again, but at the same time, like, it's very inconclusive of, like, why does Eternatus cause this? What happened? Where, like, when Ruby and Sapphire, Diamond and Pearl, Black and White, X and Y, heck, even Sun and Moon, when it's all said and done, we know why things happen the way they did and what goes down with those games when it's all said and done. Like, we get a conclusion. Mega Evolution is something that I think we need more of a conclusion for as well. Like, it was briefly discovered, and then they decided, nah, fam, we're gonna go a different route. And I think that needs to come full circle and get a better explanation as to why that does the way that it do. Because in my mind, I really feel like the direction that it should have gone is that through studying how Mega Evolution works, the Pokemon universe transitions and transcends to a point where those Mega Evolutions are permanent evolutions. I think that should have been the natural order of events. Like, oh my gosh, this Pokemon gets a hold of this stone, it Mega Evolves. How do we bridge that gap between the stone causing this and having it be a natural form of evolution? I think that's something that should have been considered. And like they're kind of doing that idea with Scarlet and Violet with future paradox forms or past forms. Like, hey, this Pokemon used to be this big bad A. Through evolution, they became dumb. Or through evolution, they're going to become really cool. Like Koraidon to Cyclizar to Miraidon. That was a really cool powerhouse to a derpy motorcycle Pokemon to a really cool motorcycle Pokemon. Megas also hurt the Pokemon TOK. What's the TOK? Oh, hurt the Pokemon? Why did it hurt the Pokemon? Oh, dude, you dropped your binky. That's what we're upset about. It's say in the dex. Oh, sorry, dude. We were getting you a binky and getting you picked up. My bad, my bad. Oh, yeah, Houndoom skin melted for Mega. Yeah. I mean, it didn't seem to bother it that much. Yeah, I feel like it should have been more of a permanent evolution at some point. The ice one Mega breaks his jaw? That's unfortunate. What's the best way to get this Pokemon? You missed the event, bought the game late. sticking around bot channels and getting one from some bots is pretty much the only way you're going to be able to get this Pokemon, since the event has long since closed. My plan is, once I finally find this shiny, I'm going to be doing a giveaway here on the channel for Darkrai. I may do the giveaway sooner. We'll see. But at some point, there will be a Darkrai giveaway on the channel, so you will be able to obtain it here eventually. Short of that, if you have a modified Nintendo Switch, you would be able to either, one, give yourself the Pokemon, or two, give yourself the event flag on your save file and the item needed to access it. But yeah, that's about the only ways that you'd be able to get it, unfortunately. Welcome back, Galactic Cupcake. Hey, how about we eat some more of that, huh? As you can see, we haven't done much in your absence. You bought a huge Cubone, like the plushie that was at GameStop? Because, not gonna lie, I thought about buying that same one. You found it at Sports Direct? That is a random place for a Cubone plushie. Maybe it wasn't a plushie, but still, random place for a Cubone. There's the switch up. It's a little stick that you can use to have it shiny hunt for you, but that's about it. There's really no save editing. With power save, or there's no 3D or action replay really for the Nintendo Switch. I'm not sure why they haven't done an action replay for the Nintendo Switch. It seems like that's something that should have been done. Make a legend game for every mythical, but then they're gonna shiny lock the dang things, and that's just no fun. I have seen A-Drive with the rumors about Pokemon Legends Kyurem, and that's really cool. But somebody else was saying rumors about Pokemon Legends Johto or whatever, Celebi, which, I mean, also equally stoked for. Like, I don't think they would go wrong with either one of those games, but I do believe a standard Unova map is going to be on its way. Or, you know, a standard Unova game is on its way as well. Maybe. But, like, none of the legends at all are shiny huntable in Pokemon Legends Arceus. But, to be fair, I don't think, realistically speaking, there can be Genesect in Pokemon Legends. If they make a Pokemon Legends Kyurem, Genesect doesn't exist yet. Given that the lore behind Genesect is that Team Galactic revived him from a fossil and genetically modified him. So, I mean, we could get the unfossilized version if it's long enough in the past. What Pokemon game do I think deserves a sequel? I don't know if any of them deserve a sequel. I mean, Black and White already got one. Sun and Moon already got one. Diamond and Pearl doesn't really need one. Kanto's gotten one, technically. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna say Pokemon Coliseum needs another sequel. Pokemon Z would be nice. Sword and Shield doesn't really have an item that would make sense because obviously they're not going to choose a Pew Pew stick. A Lance could work, but they already did armor for an update, and they did crown, so they can't do like helmet and they can't do armor. So, like, really the only thing that they could do is another kind of weapon. And Lance is the only thing I could think of that would work. Yeah, they can't do a Pew Pew. I'm pretty sure those only exist in one show in the anime, and that one did not air in the US. Yeah, Lance or Bow would be options for a combined version for Sword and Shield. Chain metal. But I don't know. I feel like for most things, the Pokemon games don't need sequels, nor should they have them. Because it's just going to be the same world with the same Pokemon that if you played the original version of the game, it's like, okay, well, I caught these on a previous adventure. Why are they available again to be caught? And, like, none of the stories are really time sensitive. Oh no, Galactic, the episode I'm talking about, is the Dratini episode. I think the Safari guy shoots James or something like that, like fires at him. And so they didn't air it in America. Yeah, it's the Safari Zone one, if I remember correctly. Pokemon Dog and Cat. I mean, they're definitely running out of shades of blue and red to use. A 3D model of Missingo? That's funny. Hey, don't yell. That's not necessary. No, but it is getting close to 9. I don't know if we'll do Pokemon Multiverse. I think before that happens, we'll get the fans' dream of having a multi-regional game again. Like, really, Nintendo should really, really work on the Kanto to Unova experience. Or at the very least, a game where you can do Kanto to Sinnoh. Maybe even include a Lola in there if you want to be, you know, dicey. I think personally they should do Unova and Alola together, and at the very least, and do a Gen 1 through 4 game where you can go to each region. The problem with... Okay, Pokemon Celebi makes sense. Jirachi can also make sense. Mew, on the other hand, Legends Mew just doesn't scream possible to me due to the lore surrounding Mew. Like, they don't know how long Mew's been in existence. But when... Like, if you play through Red and Blue... Mew is a newly discovered Pokemon in those diaries as of, like, 1987 or 89. I can't remember what year they said it was, but if you check the research logs in the burned mansion on Cinnabar Island, they mention that the research team found a new Pokemon they are dubbing Mew in the jungle of Brazil or something like that, and it was a newly discovered Pokemon. They didn't know it existed before. The reason why Legends Arceus works is because when you're doing the Pokedex in the Sinnoh region for Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, they knew these Pokemon existed somehow. Like, Cyrus was already aware of the Lake Guardians. He was aware of Dialga and Palkia, like your town had homages to them. And they were aware of Arceus' existence. Darkrai and Cresselia's existence. So, like, somehow these people had this lore, and they knew these Pokemon existed, even though you're kind of rediscovering them again for the first time in centuries. So it works from a lore standpoint to have Legends Arceus. Celebi, same thing. The lore in the game suggests that Celebi's been around forever. It can travel through time, and it frequently does. So it makes sense that we could go back as far, or is like we could go back or forward as far as we need to for Legends Celebi. And Jirachi is kind of in a similar boat. Like, Jirachi is a Pokemon that wakes up like every 1,000 years or whatever, grants all the wishes that are on its little hat, and it'll continue to carry on, and then it'll go back to sleep. That's something that is in the lore. So that makes sense for people to have knowledge of it throughout generations and eons, really. Mew, on the other hand, just the lore isn't there. Legends Kyurem, same story. Like, it's history that these two Pokemon exist, and they pay homage to them, and they go back in time, or, you know, go back to a place where you are living the events of this dragon splitting for these two brothers. I think that makes sense, and maybe even calming Kyurem down, because I'm sure that empty shell of a Pokemon would be extremely pissed off about being left by itself, not having anybody to side with. It's just an empty shell. So you as a trainer comes along and calms it down, similar to the whole Giratina thing. From a lore perspective, that could make sense. In town, you see a weird pink gremlin fly away, so you get tasked with finding it and learning about it. Could. Something that also needs to happen with the Legends game is a reason to be back in the past to begin with. Legends Arceus does an amazing job. Arceus just yeets you through time because can. Celebi would have the power to yeet you through time. And there's a few different plot points that they can go off of for a Legends Celebi game. That is one that could take you back to the time period right before, during, and after the burned tower lights on fire. They could also take you back a lot further than that, if need be, to a time where people weren't friendly with those legends. And, you know, through the progress of the game, you help the people to build those towers and establish those relationships. Explore Dragon's Den, that would be really cool. Darkrai was a limited event. The trick is, because I'm a shiny hunter, I participated in said event, but never used its ticket. So I still have Darkrai to be able to shiny hunt. Yeah. That's pretty much the trick to this. I was so preoccupied with shiny hunting Dialga, Palkia, and Shaman that while I got online, got the event flag, and got the hotel ticket, or hotel key, I never went and got Darkrai because I was waiting to shiny hunt it until a point where I actually had time to do so. Dang, must be nice. I mean, doing the YouTube does have its perks for being sure I'm in the know of the events and having to, you know, get the new games when they come out to stay current and relevant. So, I mean, there's very rarely important events that I miss these days. The downside to that is it takes me forever to get much of anything done, really. I'm pretty sure they'd be friends. Legends Hoopa is another possibility that they could do. Or even, like, it could take you back to an era where they fought Necrozma to begin with. Because, you know, Necrozma was known about. They knew that he tried to eat the light. It was an event that happened in the past. So that's another story plot point that they could do a Legends game off of. Just summon evil Dialga and Palkia to defeat Arceus. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, like, Hoopa was the reason why we were able to travel through the Ultra Wormholes to begin with. Like, he was the creator of the wormholes. And then we saw those wormholes, and we're all like going on a trip in our favorite Poke ship, flying through the sky. I don't know how to end that. Little Pokemon. $110 different Pokemon. We did sure pass the 100 mark, that's for sure. It's also pretty cool. Or I guess the 1000 mark I can read. As far as trading, not while I'm in the middle of the stream. Yeah, that was pretty wild, you know. First gen, 100 Pokemon. That was pretty exciting. Nah, I can read, I promise. It's just kind of unfortunate because I should know numbers. I work in banking. Doesn't kind of doesn't bode well. What are the remaining two? I know Jirachi is one. Oh wait, no, that's Let's Go. What's in Let's Go? Oh, right, Melton, Melmetal. I remember. I only got your Switch in December. I mean, there is a very good chance that come 2025 we'll see a new Nintendo. I don't think it'll be 2024 or anything. I think Nintendo's still got some room to beat the Switch into the dirt. Because, like, they gotta get a new Zelda game going on, which... I mean, the Switch has got to launch... Like, the next console's gotta launch with a Mario game, it's gotta launch with a Pokemon game pretty soon, and it's gotta launch with a Zelda game. Like, that's just how Nintendo rolls. Yeah, Regigigas' slow start was kind of interesting. Smash, smash. Yep, button mashing for sure. Well, here's hoping I get it in the next 112 encounters. I don't want to surpass 1,000, but I think we're going to end up doing that. We've officially been streaming for 2 hours. No. I mean, since the odds are 1 in every 4,000 some odd, it's really not a lot. Like, it's like within full odds, so I would say 4,000 is a lot. But given my encounter rates, 2,000's around average. 1,500 to 2,000 encounters is the average. Well, my average is probably lower than that. It's probably around 1,000 average. Oh yeah, definitely shiny hunted Shaman. That's why he's down there in the bottom left-hand corner. Amy, to shiny hunt Darkrai and BDSP, you had to have gotten the event back in April of 2022. If you did not get that event, then you cannot shiny hunt Darkrai, unfortunately. kind of tired of Pokemon Violet. It did not age very well. Like, Sword and Shield lasted for freaking ever. But I feel like Scarlet and Violet died a lot faster than Sword and Shield did. I will be doing a giveaway for Darkrai for sure in BDSP. I wouldn't say soon. Shaman will probably be included in that area as well. I'm kind of alternating Sword, Shield, BDSP giveaways while doing Scarlet and Violet every week. But yeah, eventually Darkrai will be done. Shaman is not presently in Scarlet and Violet. They should have added the whole freaking Pokedex, let's be honest. Like, there is no reason why they can't have all Pokemon available on the Nintendo Switch. And that's why people are really convinced that they're going to do Black and White remake on the Nintendo Switch, is because there's only 16 Pokemon, roughly, that are left out of the Switch right now. And those Pokemon are from the Unova region exclusively. So yeah, they really, really need to fix that. And I'm of the persuasion that I think that when they do have all Pokemon available on the Nintendo Switch, they will make an update to the games where you can have all of them. That's my hope, but that's neither here nor there. We got to 900 encounters. We've been streaming for just a little over 2 hours. My kiddo fell asleep in my lap, so we are going to go put him to bed and get ready for bed for the night so we can have a successful day tomorrow. Probably won't be streaming tomorrow or Saturday. My wife is off, so we're going to be spending some time with her. Going out, probably doing some Pokemon GO, enjoying some Poliwag catching or something. But I will catch you guys maybe, well, definitely Sunday for a stream. Whether that is finishing some Pokemon Coliseum, doing a Jirachi Shiny Hunt, or trying to see if we can bust out this Darkrai. We'll see you guys on Sunday.